Hello world, it's me again. It's the Don, the Senator Smooth and Rude, coming to you live from the 7-5. Cause we global, baby, yeah. This the Mansion in the Sky podcast where we build a lamb while we drive it. And that's why we strive to become envious, which is unconquerable and influential in every single aspect of our lives. Our focus here at the Mansion is to learn lessons from current events, either global or local, and apply it. And also stay in a mix about technology and health in a cold, calculated, and ever so changing world. So, welcome to the home of the anti-heroes. All my envious ones, get information. Y'all know how the show goes. Same thing every time until I decide I want to change it up. First, I started off with the isms. The isms, the isms, the isms, the isms. Then after that, I give you the word of the day. Then I come in with a couple of topics, 2 at the bare minimum, but it may go all the way up until 5 or more. So today, the first topic that we will be talking about today will be 94 people from one New Jersey high school developed brain tumors, and no one knows why. Very, very peculiar situation. Then after that, we're going to get into technology. So I have 2 technology topics today. Favorite genre to talk about, subject to talk about, technology. All right. A French company builds an exoskeleton allowing wheelchair users to walk freely. And last but certainly not least, over 8 million customers are affected by a Cash App investing security breach. And yes, I did get that email as well. All right. Now, to start the show off, the isms, 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 the isms. The best feeling in the world is telling a mother ucker no with no explanation. Telling them no. Nah, you can't have that. No, I don't want to come. No, I don't want to spend that money. No, I want better for myself. No, I don't want to deal with this woman because I want better for myself. And that's what I'm going to do. No, telling someone no is the best feeling, in my opinion, in the world. I don't operate much off of feelings, but when I do, it feels damn good. No, telling someone no is the best feeling in the world. It gives you a sense of keeping your control or relinquishing the other party of their control or perceived control over you. It stops people in their breaks. It stops you in your breaks. No, I'm not going to smoke that cigarette on camera because I don't need it. I am going to smoke one on the camera. So it is what it is. I don't have any cigars because that's what I will start doing, is doing the cigars. Once I get the whole set together, that's what I'll do. Saying no is the best feeling in the world. It's clear cut. A lot of people don't take no for an answer, but you have to stand on your no. You got to stand on it like cement, concrete, sidewalk, the back of a truck bed, a fishing pier while you're fishing and you getting ready to pull up that big ass salmon. Saying no is the best feeling in the world, and standing on it and meaning it. It's the best feeling in the world. And let people know where you stand. You keep your control and or you relinquish other people of their control. Some people don't take no for an answer. At that point, I'm not taking yes for an answer. You trying to sell me on whatever it is that you have to get a yes, and I'm trying to sell you on, well, I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. I can't do it. And I ain't doing it. Saying no is the best feeling in the world. It's the best feeling in the world. It is. You should strive to say no at least 3 times a day to other people. Not just yourself, but to other people. Say no 3 times a day. I guarantee you, if you smoke and you drink coffee and you drink a lot of tea, I promise you, you say no 3 times a day, it'll make your teeth whiter. And make the insides of your eyes whiter. If you smoke cigarettes and make your lips pinker, I promise you, it'll clear the earwax out your ears. You say no 3 times a day, I promise you. If you're feeling all congested, I promise you it'll clear you up. Say no 3 times a day. Just because. Say no. I guarantee you, it'll start releasing them chains, that chain and ball that you've been feeling for so long. No. If you don't like your job and you know you could do better, say no. If you don't like your girlfriend or your man, say no. I gotta do better for myself. And I am gonna do better for myself. You got relationships in your life. Just not feeling it, just not working out for you. Say no. Nah, I'm not doing this today. This don't work for me. I don't care what you got to say. I don't care if you about to come over here and give me that Gok 3000. I don't care. It don't work for me. No. If the girl of your dreams, she been acting funny, and then she finally start to come around. Well, first thing first, we already know she got options. Because, I mean, if you got taste like I got taste, then, you know, she's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. She good looking, you know? Eye candy. She got options. And she finally come around town, bring them around town, and decide to come up to you or text you or call you and say, hey, you owe me dinner. Tell her ass no. What took you so long? No, you ain't even got to ask no more questions. Don't even ask a question. Tell her ass no. You should have other options anyways. Unless you're married or you're in a long-term relationship. I ain't gonna say I promote it, but I don't condone. I don't condone it, but I'm not against it. You do what you want to do. That's just not for everybody. But you tell her ass no. The best feeling in the world is saying no and meaning it. At least in my opinion. The isms, 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 the isms. Yeah, yeah. And some people, they just need that. They just need to get that real quick. Nah, Shan. Some people need that. Some people just need this. They need a word from Uncle Cat.
All I'm saying, you gotta enjoy your motherfucking life. That's all the fuck I'm saying. Enjoy your goddamn life. Life is fucking short. Enjoy that shit.
Do you understand me? Do you understand Uncle Cat? He's talking that real. He is talking that real. So, word of the day. Word of the day. Timeless. Timeless. It's an adjective. What does it mean? Timeless means not restricted to a particular time or date. It is a synonym of eternal or ageless. Just like me. Been looking the same basically for ever and ever. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever. Yeah. Fashion experts say that a black dress worn with a strand of pearls is timeless. All right, did you know it doesn't take time to understand the origin of timeless? Time comes from Old English tid, which is tied to Middle English tide, meaning time, and in modern English, the regular upward and downward movement of the level of the ocean. Timeless. It's the word of the day. And that's just what we do over here. This is what we like to call edutainment. Shout out to my aunt, uh, Coach Greg Adams. You know, he's a superstar. He's a superstar on YouTube. Very, very inspirational. You guys should go look him up, follow him. He's inspirational. He's motivational. They call him Coach Adamus. Everything just about that he said and does say comes to truth. I got nothing but love for my aunt, cause he's just that guy, you know. Um, I hope that one day I could become just like him, you know, but a better version. That's my aunt. He said he got the best edutainment on the internet, and I'm in I'm in competition now. But best believe I support him on everything that he does. Everything he does. He that guy. He done earned it. I love what he does. I do. And he's hilarious. He's hilarious, man. He is absolutely hilarious. So moving along to the first topic of the day. 94 people from one New Jersey high school developed brain tumors, and no one knows why. I came across this article. Uh, it didn't come to me through my regular means of finding news. It was just something that kind of popped up in my notifications, which I need to get a hold of and a handle of, cause I don't really know like what goes on with that. I have absolutely no idea how this news enters into whatever it is that I have going on in my phone. It just pops up, and that's not good. I'm striving to understand everything that's going on as far as the internet is concerned. I want to gain a better understanding of that, which I will. But it takes time because it's a lot. The internet's so vast. But when I seen it, I was like, uh, is this fake news? So I started reading it. I was at work and I was reading it, and I was like, this is absolutely ludicrous. This is trippy, for real. Because I had well, I'll share my story after I go through the article. All right, an unusual cluster of brain tumor cases among former students and staff of Colonia High School in Woodbridge, New Jersey, has left officials and alumni baffled and concerned. This article comes to us through people.com, written by Vanessa E. After nearly 100 people who attended the same New Jersey high school developed rare brain tumors, an alumnus and cancer survivor is demanding answers. Environmental scientist Al Lupiano is among 94 former students and staff from Colonia High School in Woodbridge, New Jersey, who have been diagnosed with rare brain tumors. He received his diagnosis in the late 90s when he was 27 years old. But last year, his wife and sister, also alumni of the school, developed brain tumors as well. Fast forward to August of last year, and that's just, I couldn't imagine, but that's so unfortunate. That's so sad. Mm, mm. All right. Fast forward to August of last year. Lupiano's sister received the news that she had a primary brain tumor herself. Unfortunately, it turned out to be stage 4 glio. Hold on, because I want to know. I want to understand how to say that. If there's, maybe I can get it on Google. No, that's Gmail. I don't want to go through there. I don't want to harp on this too long, but I do want to know how to say it. Let's see.
Glioblastoma.
Glioblastoma. Glioblastoma. 2 hours later, we received information that my wife also had a primary brain tumor. Lupiano's sister died in February at age 44. That's young. He started to wonder why he, his wife, and his sister all had these rare tumors. So he created a Facebook group to see if any other Colonia High School alumni had developed tumors or related conditions. I started doing some research, and the 3 became 5, the 5 became 7, the 7 became 15. Lupiano said of the alarming numbers. In total, he collected the names of 94 former students and staff who have developed brain tumors. Lupiano reported his findings to Colonia High School, which was built in 1967, and he is now working with local officials to identify the root cause. What I find alarming is there is truly only one environmental link to primary brain tumors, and that's ionizing radiation. It's not contaminated water, it's not air, it's not something in the soil, it's not something done to us due to bad habits. So Dr. Joseph Massimino, superintendent of Woodbridge Township School District, said officials are awaiting details on the next step from environmental agencies, while Woodbridge Mayor John McCormick has contacted the State Department of Health, Department of Environmental Protection, and the Federal Agency for Toxic Substance and Disease Registry. The Mayor's Office of Communications for the Township of Woodbridge confirmed to People Friday. It's just unfortunate. Let's see. In the video, which has been viewed over 3 million times, Whittington speculated that the alumni have developed glioblastoma multiforme, a fast-growing and aggressive brain tumor that invades the nearby brain cells. Man, that's whack. That's so whack. That had nothing, and it's whack because it has nothing to do with them. They were kids at the time, and 94 people in the same area have that. That's like being bitten by a rabid dog or a dog who has rabies. And that dog bites 94 people, all in the same area. Or need I say, being stabbed with a syringe. One person gets stabbed with it, they have, let's say, HIV. And then the person who stabbed that person with HIV goes around and stabs 94 people with that syringe. Now, 94 people have HIV. It's unfortunate, man. That's unfortunate. Goodness gracious, man. It's just, the more you learn about this world, the more it's like the best, at least in my eyes, the best philosophy is stay out the way and pop out. And I mean, with this, it's no way you could stay out the way and just pop out on this. I mean, cause everybody got to go to school at least, when they're young, when you're a teenager, adolescent, everybody has to go to school. Unless it's like new days, new era where kids are coming out the womb and they can already speak multiple languages and don't even need to go to school. They can just go straight into the job force. Everybody has to go to school. But this is unfortunate. This is really unfortunate. And I guarantee you it's something in that school or in the area of that school, either in the ground or in the food that was being prepared at the time, because I don't know if all of the students are all the same age. Because it doesn't say. Is among 94 former students and staffs. This brother was diagnosed in the late 90s when he was 27. So that's 9 years after he graduated from high school. She died from it at 44. My goodness. So he reported his findings to Colonia High School, which was built in 1967, and is now working with the local officials to identify the root cause. It could be lead poisoning. What? Let's see. What ionizing radiation? Hold on. How do I even get there? Give me a second. Because I'm willing to bet that this came from lead. What I find alarming is there's truly only one environmental link to primary brain tumors, and that's ionizing radiation. What is ionizing radiation? A form of energy that acts by removing electrons from atoms and molecules of materials that include air, water, and living tissue. Ionizing radiation can travel unseen and pass through these materials. It is on the right side of the electromagnetic spectrum in the figure below. How much ionizing radiation am I exposed to? We are exposed to low levels of ionizing radiation every day. This can fall into two categories: natural and man-made. Radiation from natural sources, typically at low levels, and usually um, these low levels of exposure vary with location, altitude, and type of building materials used in home constructions. You may also be exposed to the radioactive gas radon if your house or building has a leaky foundation. Could be. So radiation from space, cosmic or solar radiation, radiation from the earth, terrestrial radiation, radon, radiation from building materials. That's what we're going to click on next in a second. So ionizing radiation from man-made sources. Let's see. It's found in smoke detectors used to disinfect. Well, first of all, this type of radiation helps humans to live healthy lives. So this can also be found not only in smoke detectors, but to disinfect medical instruments and blood and to perform many other tasks in our daily lives. It is also a byproduct of nuclear power generation. Our main exposure to ionizing radiation in man-made sources is through the use of diagnostic medical exams. So, it's not that, or it could be. It very well could be. Shoot, I need to get that part redone again. But, if anything, I'm willing to bet that it's this. Oh, bricks? What building materials contain radioactive material? Building materials that are made up of sandstone, concrete, brick, natural stone, gypsum, and granite are most likely to emit low levels of radiation. Radioactive materials in sandstone, concrete, all of the above that I just named contain naturally occurring radioactive elements like radium, uranium, and thorium. These naturally occurring elements can break down or decay into the radioactive gas radon. Depending on the amount of these materials present, they may also cause small increases in radiation levels. So let's go back. Let's check this out, because I've heard about this. So radon. Radon. What is radon gas? EPA.gov. What is radon gas? Is it dangerous? Is a naturally occurring radioactive gas that can cause lung cancer. Radon gas is inert, colorless, and odorless. Radon is naturally in the atmosphere in trace amounts. Outdoors, radon disperses rapidly and generally is not a health issue. Most radon exposure occurs inside homes, schools, and workplaces. Radon gas becomes trapped indoors after it enters buildings through cracks and other holes in the foundation. Indoor radon can be controlled and managed with proven cost-effective techniques. Breathing radon over time increases your lung cancer. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States. Naturally, the EPA estimates that about 21,000 people die each year from radon-related lung cancer. Only smoking causes more lung cancer deaths. You can take steps to reduce this. Testing is the only way to determine radon levels. Have your home tested either by a professional or with a to-do-it-yourself home test kit. If radon levels are high, contact a certified radon service professional to fix your home. I'm willing to bet you that's what it is. I'm willing to bet you this is what what was the cause for all of these people. I usually am not a sympathetic or sympathy showing type of person, but in this case, man, they're getting robbed. People are being robbed, man. They could be the worst people on earth ever, but they're being robbed straight up, man, by a building. And that's the thing about these old buildings, because technology is so much different now, and it can detect so many different things that are harmful to us. Technology is a beautiful thing. It is, especially when you know how to use it and use it in the right ways. But of course, with the good comes the bad, and that's just what it is. But like, I know where I live, um, what came alongside my lease was a packet about lead. So with that being said, I do my best not to drink the tap water. Now I do, when I make my coffee, I do use the tap. But besides that, I'm not just drinking straight up tap water like that ever, really. I don't. I just get bottled waters and I go about my business. And then when I'm outside of the house, then I might go to the store, buy me one of those big things of water. But I'm not doing that. I don't have a filter on my sink. So I'm not, nah. I don't have time for that, man. I already know what it is. I mean, this building is old. I think this building was built in the 70s. So it's old. I can only imagine living in the 70s, man. The 60s at that too. Crazy times, man. Crazy. But I just want to say, hey, this right here. So my homeboy, Damien Harvey. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. I know my fingernails dirty. I don't care. I just took a shower, but I'll get to that later. Whatever. But I need to start getting manicures and pedicures. I need to do that. But I've always known about this smell good. It's not a cologne or anything like that. But this is Ava's air spray and burning oil. The world's number one burning oil and air freshener. And this is cantaloupe, and it smells just like the cantaloupe. I mean, this is amazing. I like this stuff. I like this a lot. So I will definitely be getting more of this, and I think it's so brilliant with the marketing, and then on top of that, he has his logo up there too. All the profits, I'm assuming, is that's hers. So everything she makes, and just imagine if this ever did just so happen to blow up and to go in the mainstream, or a Meg Thee Stallion gets a hold of this, man. Ava, she cute. She a little cutie. Man, Meg Thee Stallion or Cardi B see this, they be like, man, oh, she a cutie and it smells good. Ladies, make sure you have some of Ava's air spray and burning oil, the world's number one burning oil and air freshener, in your house, in your car. That's two right there. You know the ladies gonna do whatever Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion tell them. All it takes is for one person to spray some of this. But I like this. This smells really good. This smells really good. So I recommend everybody go to D Harvey Books on Instagram and find a link. I got this out the store, but I believe he has a link that you can go to. Go there, get you some of this. I got 2 bottles of it, and I will be getting more once I'm out of what I have, or once I run low on one bottle. So it's amazing. I like this. I really like this. I like everything about it. I'm jealous I didn't think of it first. So with that plague, not necessarily a plague, but that that failure structure of a school that's built over there. Um, I'm not gonna go really too much into these six plagues, because I mean that wasn't really a plague. That was more so. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna go into the plagues because that wasn't a plague. I ain't gonna lie. That surprised the hell out of me. I forgot all about that line. But last last place I was living, it was a boarding house. It was what, one, two, three, four, five, six other men living there, and then including me was seven. So we had a kitchen, 3 floors, and it was good vibes. I enjoyed it. I I enjoyed my stay there. I did. But the thing about it was it was right by the Hampton River. So in that area, it's a low marsh area where a lot of moisture is is in that area because it's literally maybe 15, 20 feet away from the river. Maybe a little bit further, but a little guesstimation. And also it's surrounded by trees. So not only is it in a dense a moist area, but also it's in a densely populated area of trees. So a lot of mosquitoes and things like that. And mosquitoes like to be in areas like that. So with that being said, there was a lot of moisture going through the house. Think about moisture in just about anything can be catastrophic. Damn near. It's destructive because moisture in metal that causes rust. I mean, in automobiles, aircrafts, bus, shit, I'm even willing composite material. Well, composite material don't rust, but it can cause it to corrode. And at least with the metal, when it rusts and you have vibrations and things want to shear and uh, compress and bend and stretch. And did I say shear? Shear is like, how do I explain it? Shear is like it's pulling. Like the shear, this would be the pin. So this would be like the shear pin. And then, you would have maybe like one plate here and then another plate here. And one plate would be pulling this way, the other one would be pulling this way. And that's shear. But Russ messes everything up. So, anyways, not to go too far off topic, but anyways, mold, mold, mildew, and dare I say asbestos. But definitely the mold and the mildew was very prevalent and it was thriving. I mean, just imagine like America 20 years ago or ancient Rome at its height, like thriving, like getting it in, or like any hip hop R&B artist at the top of their career, like thriving, having it up, doing this thing, like party over here, party over there, like we're gonna party like it's 1999, like having it up. I mean, you could. It was thriving and flourishing and glowing up so much that you could smell it in the air. If anything black that I owned, you could see the mildew on it. It was on my papers. It was on my desk. It was on my bed. Um I could barely breathe in in that room. It was in my shoes. There were a pair of nice penny loafers that I received from Mr. Powell. I basically say, one of the men who really raised me, at least taught me how to shake shake people's hands the proper way. Nice pair of penny loafers. And I mean, I wasn't really wearing them like that because I didn't really have a need to dress up. And they sat under the bed, and the moisture was coming up through the floor. So that's what it was, because then it was just growing up the walls and it was everywhere. But my room had it the worst because my room was the closest to the river. So those penny loafers, one day I'll go to put my feet in them, and the bottom comes smooth off. I'm like, well, if this ain't about a bitch, actually like these shoes. And now I can't wear them anymore because of something that's outside of my control. But you get what you pay for. That might be tomorrow's ism. You get what you pay for. But cheap living. I mean, I had to patch my way through. I mean, my stock's going up like crescendo. So a year from now, or a year and a half from now, the table's gonna change. The tide's gonna shift. The magnetism is gonna get strong over here, but at the time, the game was weak. So I had to move up out of there. I had to make moves. I had to change course, because it was either stay there and possibly die from that, or do something different. So here we are. But I had to do what I had to do. And that situation is kind of similar to what's going on here, because it's like, you gotta, in my case, you need somewhere to live. I wasn't about to be homeless, not out on the streets. Been there, done that. Not on the streets, but in my car. And these kids at the time, well, they're grown now, but at the time when they were kids, they had to go to school, and that was the school in the area that they lived. And for this to happen, unfortunate. I feel for them. I do. I really, really do. French company builds an exoskeleton allowing wheelchair users to walk freely. This is interesting. A French tech company is rolling out a new device that allows wheelchair-bound people to walk again. It looks like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but the phenomenal benefit it provides is very, very real. The company Wandercraft calls it the Atalante X. It acts like an exoskeleton fitting around both legs and the back of the spine. 12 motors make up the robot appendages, 6 at the hips, 2 at the knees, and 4 at the ankles, which helps make more natural movement. Each motor receives a signal every millisecond from both a user-controlled remote and a sensor that detects upper body movement. This cutting-edge technology allows, for the first time ever the movement of hands-free motion. Okay. Alexander B., one of Wandercraft's creators, regarded exoskeletons as the revolution of the future for people with reduced mobility. They help users to regain a social life through as simple an act as being able to stand up and talk with others face to face. So far, users seem to agree. And we're going to watch the video here after I get through this. In an interview with Euro News, one of the Wandercraft's test pilots, Kevin Pett, noted the first time you stand up is pretty impressive because you can do it very easily, very quietly, comfortably. And then you have this upright posture that you had actually forgotten about. One of Pat's favorite rediscovered activities is cooking. To be able to cook and reach things up high, things that are part of a really but now day of life was rewarding. It's also really nice to be able to be at the same level as people instead of always looking up at them from below. Wondercraft first launched in 2012, starting out with only 3 engineers. The company now has 50 mathematicians, robotics engineers, and biomechanical experts, and so far, $45 million has been raised to further develop a lighter, cheaper, and more versatile model. One of those co-founders, Jean Louis Constava, whose son is a wheelchair user, credits their success to having a project that really changes society. I'm telling you, the future is going to be a interesting place for good and for bad. According to the Wheelchair Foundation, an estimated 10 million people require wheelchairs. And that's not taking developing countries into consideration, where less than 10% of those who need them actually have access to one. According to the website, that means that every hour of every day, there is need for 145 more wheelchairs in the world. There's certainly a demand for mobility devices. Lots of breakthroughs have been made to make everyday life a bit more accessible for those who are disabled, like wheelchair-equipped smart cars. But the Atlante X is something truly innovative and one of a kind. Its next steps, pun intended, again, are being able to be used outside. Wondercraft engineer Jean Louis Kana noted that wasn't his name. Okay, that was a typo. Constanza noted that the device will have to adhere to the same regulations as an autonomous car and be required to develop algorithms to ensure stability and reliability, particularly if there's an accident. However, if the success of Warnercraft continues, the lives of millions will become truly limitless. It's one small step for robotics and one giant leap for inclusion. Absolutely. This is interesting. This is interesting stuff.
Physique, donc c'est-à-dire naturel en fait de cette station debout qui est très agréable en fait. On en oublie les.
And my fault. I didn't even pull the articles back up. I just went straight in. So this is gonna be in, I want to say French.
Physique, donc c'est-à-dire naturel en fait de cette station debout qui est très agréable en fait. On en oublie les bénéfices, mais voilà, le bien-être du corps debout et de cette prestance aussi est très, très agréable, que ce soit seul ou entouré d'ailleurs. Et puis pour le bien-être des autres, c'est tout aussi bien. Ça fait déjà 1 an que je travaille avec l'Exo et j'ai pu constater énormément d'évolution, que ça peut aller très très vite. Et du coup, dans 3 ans, j'y crois fortement. physique, donc c'est-à-dire naturelle en fait, de cette station debout qui est très agréable en fait. On en oublie les bénéfices, mais voilà, le bien-être du corps debout de cette prestance aussi est très agréable, que ce soit seul ou entouré d'ailleurs. Et puis pour le bien-être des autres, c'est tout aussi bien. Ça fait déjà 1 an que je travaille avec l'Exo et j'ai pu constater énormément d'évolution, que ça peut aller très vite. Et du coup, dans 3 ans, j'y crois fortement.
As I watched that, all I could think of is androids. That's the future. Androids, Android phones, Apple phones, Apple phone. Well, cell phones. Just no one else better than we've ever been known in the human race's history. People who are paralyzed from the waist down will be able to walk because of these robots, these robotics, these engineers. Look at that. Android. Not humanoid, but android. Or, yeah, humanoid. Half man, half robot. That's what that is. Just remember, everything has a yin to the yang. Say, ay, 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 ay. But nah, seriously. This is a humanoid right here. This is what this is. See, the stuff is out here. If you look, if you care to know what's going on in this world, this is what it is. Humanoids. These people are ambitious. That's how I know people aren't ambitious enough. Let's see what they're talking about. A paradigm changing technology that restores hope of getting feet back on one's feet. Starting today, real world solutions to recover one's natural height, freedom of movement, and in improved health. Another thing that I want everybody to get from the Mansion in the Sky podcast is that we are about solutions over here. We may not have every single solution ever created to man, humanoid, android. Once again, I'm coming to you from the past and the future. We may not have every single solution, but we're here to make you think so you can come up with your own solutions. And right now, my solutions is knowing where things are going so I can get in where I fit in. And I don't want to live forever physically, but through my content, I want to be able to help centuries and centuries and centuries of people understand where we came from. I want my content to be like just like how the school textbooks are. But the textbooks that you can always go back to and you can always refer to, like an operator's manual. Something like that. That's what I want my content to be. And as I go, it begins to shape and form, but at the same time I still want it to be shapeless and formless. So this is the company that's built these robotics, which I believe is an exceptional, well, the proper term is exoskeletons, as in outside of the body, providing stability for people who can't walk, literally cannot walk, on their own could not walk. But with this technology, they will be able to stand up and move around. This could potentially be dangerous if it gets in the right hands or the wrong hands, excuse me. But I believe this is an exceptional deed being done, and I hope that it comes to the world soon. And I hope that, where is it? This number goes up. And I hope that this number goes up. And I hope that this number goes up for these guys. I really wish the best for these guys. And it looks like they're even hiring too. I'm not clicking on it, but it looks like they're hiring. See, they have one in New Jersey. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, Newark. So, consider it for one of your loved ones. Remember, this ain't the 90s anymore. This ain't the early 2000s no more. We not listening to dun 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 dun. We not listening to that Lil Jon, Ludacris, and Usher. Lil Jon got the beat to make your booty go. We not listening to that. You know, we in the future with it. Over 8 million customers affected by Cash App investing security breach. This is coming to us through Fool.com. I know that this is credible because I know it is. This article is written by Emma Newberry. All right, Cash App investing is the latest brokerage or crypto exchange to lose customer data. It's not good. I'm hearing things. I'm not hearing nothing. I'm hearing something, but it's not in my head. It's outside. So, yeah, pump your brakes real quick. Hold up. Hold up. But nah, this article is nothing to be getting hype about. This is really something to be concerned about. All right, key points. Cash App Investing reported a data breach that impacted 8.2 million users, and unfortunately, I'm one of them. Cash App is contacting affected users, and no passwords, bank account information, or social security numbers were accessed. If you think your data has been compromised, change your password and update your 2FA. All right, Cash App's investing parent company Block revealed this month that a former employee has been involved in a data breach. Information from over 8 million U.S. users was downloaded, and the company says it is reaching out to those who have been affected, according to a filing with the SEC. The breach took place on December 10th, 2021. What happened? Block says the stolen data included full names and brokerage account numbers, Cash App's internal identification numbers. In some cases, the former employee accessed people's trading activity for the day and portfolio value. The breach did not include any usernames, passwords, social security numbers, date of birth, payment information, addresses, or bank account information. Nonetheless, impacted users will need to be vigilant. Cash App Investing has notified law enforcement and enlisted the help of a forensic firm to investigate the situation fully. The company says the incident did not affect customers outside the U.S. and the leaked data did not contain security codes or passwords. So, what we all been waiting for, how to protect yourself against hackers. Cash App is not the only brokerage or crypto exchange to be hit by security breaches. In the last year, criminals accessed data and in some cases assets from Robinhood, Coinbase, and Crypto.com users. This is why many crypto investors choose to keep their assets in a crypto wallet they control rather than on a centralized platform. So they control it, as in the people. I don't have any crypto just yet, but the people who do have crypto, according to this article, the smart ones, they keep their crypto in a crypto wallet so they can control it. If you suspect your data has been breached, the first step to take is to inform the company and, if necessary, freeze your account. Here are some additional steps you can take. Change your password. Update your two-factor authorization. Okay. Be alert for phishing scams. Phishers pretend to be legitimate companies in an attempt to trick you out of your data. If criminals have some of your personal data, they could use it to send you a spoof message in an attempt to get more. The message might, for example, pretend to be Cash App security team or send you an imitation website. Make sure your antivirus software is up to date. Virus and malware are constantly changing, so it's important to keep your protections up to date. That way you're more likely to be protected against any emerging threats. Our top crypto play isn't a token. Here's why. We found one company that's positioned itself perfectly as a long-term picks and shovel solution for the broader crypto market, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and all of the others. In fact, you've probably used this company's technology in the past few days, even if you've never had an account or even heard of the company before. That's how prevalent it's become. Excuse me. That's not part of what I need to be reading. Phishing scams are increasingly common, so be wary of emails or text messages, even if they seem to be from legitimate sources. Rather than clicking on links and messages, use bookmarks on your computer. That way you're less likely to enter data on a fake website. Look out for telltale signs such as a logo that's wrongly colored or a URL with a character that's wrong. Bottom line. Security breaches are increasingly common and can be extremely upsetting for victims. Sadly, it is almost impossible to completely protect yourself from cyber criminals. However, the steps above will make it harder for them to access your information and funds. So, there it is. Once again, how to protect yourself. As far as this situation is concerned, I think I'm gonna stay pat, but I'm gonna change up my password, and this is just for any account that you have online. Change your password, update your two-factor authorization, be on the lookout. Any weird emails or text messages that you get, don't even click on them. And keep up to date your antivirus software and your browsers. And make sure that if you're using like Google Chrome, y'all know I use DuckDuckGo, but if you're using Google Chrome, make sure that your extensions are up to date. As in, like, not your extensions are up to date, but that you have an extension like uBlock, and also I would use the extension DuckDuckGo on your Google Chrome, and also which I actually need to go ahead and update. Should automatically update, but I'm gonna check it again. Is my VPN. Get you a VPN, a very private network, and stay out the way. Stay out the way for real. You don't need to be on the dark web, none of that stuff. Ain't no point. Why you need to be on the dark web for? Was that lotion just chilling there, sitting there? That's wild. All right. So let's go back through everything that we talked about today. So word of the day, actually, the isms, 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 the isms. The best feeling in the world is saying no and meaning it. I mean, it just feels so good to tell a mother no. It really does. Man, it feels so damn good to tell a mother no. Them A-dubs, them ambitious weirdos, it feels so good to tell them no. Because what? I'm a IU, an inquisitive, unique. And that's just what it is, because I'm fully aware that I'm unique. Do you hear me? Can you see me for you hear me, or do you hear me for you see me? I don't really like them girls that I could hear for I see, but I like to see you, then hear you, then feel you. But can I see you, then feel you, then hear you? Anyways, it feels good to tell a mother no. Timeless was the word of the day. And that word is always either coming to us through urbandictionary.com or Merriam and Webster, because they are our trusted sources coming through us, to us, through the web, not the dark web. We don't need to be out there. For what? For what reason? Do you understand me? Do you hear me? Do you feel me? This is just the mansion. The best edutainment, or one of the best edutainment podcasts that you will ever come across. Timeless. That's what I want my content to be. Timeless. Withstand the test of time. Over the weekend, 94 people, well, the article came out over the weekend about 94 people from one New Jersey high school where these people develop brain tumors and no one knows why. But we have a sneaky suspicion that radon gas was the cause of that. I don't know what that is, but I'm always pulling up and looking up things. All right. The ambitious, well, I ain't gonna say they weirdos, but they're very, very ambitious geniuses. And I like what they're doing. This French company, Wondercraft, builds an exoskeleton allowing wheelchair users to walk freely. I can dig it. I feel it. I love it. Invest more money. And for all the Cash App users out there, so Meg Thee Stallion, make sure you're good. Make sure your investments are good, since you are the face of that. Over 8 million customers, including myself, are affected by Cash App investing security breach, because there's some salty people working over there at Block, the parent investing company of Cash App Investments. So get your ish together for real. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mansion in the Sky podcast. It's the Don, the Senator of Smooth and Rude, coming to you live from the 7-5. Why? Because we global, baby. Yeah, and we do what we love, and we love what we do, and we just do it. Signal out.